Thanks for joining me once again for Tarot Tuesday by the Third Eye of Providence. Your support is so appreciated, and I hope that everybody is hitting the like button and leaving comments when these messages are resonating with them. That way I know which of my collectives are receiving these messages. If this is the first time you're checking out my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you're going to get a notification every week when I post new content. And going into 2021, I will be posting a variety of new content, not just tarot videos anymore. I am expecting to go into interviews and conversations with other people in my spiritual community and circles, and really just broaden the topics to reflect some of the wisdoms and advice that I give and where these knowings come from. So, like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notifications when I post new content. This is my last Tarot Tuesday video of 2020, and I decided to do tarot readings for all the zodiac signs. So there will be a pinned comment below where you'll be able to jump ahead to your collective group reading. And these are all for Sun, Moon, and Rising combinations, of course. I have pulled messages this week for my collectives from the Twin Tarot, from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and from the Threads of Fate Oracle. These are going to be messages that will guide you into the 2021 portal, and you will get some guidance as far as what energies you need to pay attention to for the start of the new year. So I have already pulled the cards, and I'm going to go through and start with my Aries collective, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for my Aries, these are your cards. From the Twin Tarot, you have number 13, Transformation. Gorgeous. This is the light aspect of transformation. And the clarifying tarot message is the Lovers. And the Threads of Fate, you have the Observer. Getting a lot of bird, lot of stuff to do with feathers off of these cards. So angelic guidance, transformations happening with releasing the old. See the phoenix here? Very interesting imagery in this card. Butterflies and death and a snake. This is all about releasing the old. Let me get into the messages for you guys. For my Aries. This is the light aspect of transformation, and this card says, transformation is truly a jewel. Shed what's outmoded and fix on renewal. It brings in the energies of closure, letting go, passing on, metamorphosis, and change. It says choosing the light transformation card suggests that a change is the operative word in your life at this time. Something may have shifted internally, and you now feel driven to make certain changes which you realize are essential for you to fully develop as an individual and give your life real purpose. Alternatively, the transformation you are experiencing could be through no plan or fault of your own, but due to external forces at work. Changes in the world around you may have presented fresh and potentially golden opportunities that you are embracing with open arms. Or perhaps the changes feel much more malevolent, involving the loss of something or someone you always expected would be there for you. Either way, choosing the light transformation card demonstrates your understanding that nothing and no one stays the same. And as old parts of you and yourself and your life pass away, they make for the new to enter. You are to be congratulated for embracing change, even knowing that it is always uncomfortable and often painful, like when the shake sheds its old skin. This card encourages you to rise like the phoenix from the ashes of its past and step into the golden sun of a new dawn. Wow. Leaving the past behind is the message for this card to my Aries collective. And what does this have to do in connection with the lovers, I wonder? This is about desires and union and love, and of course, joy. It says the Lover's card is a welcome sight in any reading, as it suggests a beautiful and strong relationship is on the horizon. Yes, you'll experience all the thrills of desire and romance, but meanwhile, you'll be building a solid foundation together. The lovers honor and respect each other, and with that, they can go anywhere. If you're already in a relationship, it's time to be grateful and nourish this rare and precious gem. Interesting. So I'm getting that for my Aries collectives, it might be both ways. It might be moving on from a past love, letting it go once and for all, or the other way around is you've already done that work. You've already moved on past this love and let it go, and you're making room for something better to come into your life. Now, the thread of fate plays in that it shows you the observer. So, trying to get the card to show up. These are holographic, so it's kind of, there we go, sort of. The observer indicates a time where you are being encouraged to suspend judgment or conclusions and simply witness. Humans are always trying to sort their external world, and we want to process it and make sense of it and figure out our place in it. It's our way of trying to feel secure and comfortable in our environment. However, this can also reach extremes when we are automatically forming opinions without gathering enough information. The observer asks you to pause and simply pay attention. This may feel passive, but in observing, we're already cultivating change. The balanced observer intuitively knows when to be present and when to move. They watch, but they do not do so in a way that harms others. Many people interpret them as apathetic, but in reality, they understand that there is a time and a place for action. They can see everything how it functions. This can be a form of bypassing if they are not standing up when it is needed. So, my Aries collective, I think how the observer comes into play with this transformation in the lovers is that Spirit is guiding you that in 2021, you're being asked to reflect upon the things that you had to let go, the things that transformed you, the purpose that these things served. And once you start to integrate, slow down, and observe the changes that these things have had on you, my Aries, you're going to make room for the next phase, the next step in your journey, this transformation. Beautiful energy here. So, a very positive message overall for my Aries going into 2021. And Spirit's giving you some really good advice here on how to reflect and how to look forward for what they have in store for you going forward. And if you would like a further reading, if you want to get a 2021 reveal of the wheel, I am open to do private readings still, so you definitely should reach out to me and book one of those before they get sold out. All right, I'm going to move on now to my Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So let's take this. My Taurus collective, these are your messages from the Twin Tarot, from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and you got 2 cards from the Threads of Fate. So my Tauruses, you have the light aspect of the Magician. Beautiful. Perfect. In the Wild Unknown Tarot, you have Justice. Interesting. And with the Threads of Fate, your first message is from Ascension. Definitely big magician energy with that card. And the Universe. Ooh, interesting. My Tauruses. Okay. Let's get into the message. So the light aspect of the Magician. This is the first card in the deck. And it says, belief and focus can make things happen. Knowing this truth is my magical weapon. This is a card that brings in the energies of optimism, faith, inner knowing, focus, white magic, and manifestations. It says the light aspect of the magician should not be likened to an illusionist. This magic is real. He knows how to harness the power and materialize his desires. He has the necessary confidence in himself and firm belief in the essential goodness of the universal forces. Using his two-pointed wand, he magically channels what he needs from above into his physical world. You are able to use the light magician's energy to great effect in your life at this time, my Tauruses. For you understand and apply this method and the tools. The sword, representing the element of air and the mind, is particularly important because the mind always must be clear about what we wish to manifest and needs to remain totally focused on the goal. The water, the fire, and the pentacle provide love, passion, and earthly commitment that are also essential. Interesting. So the energies of this card talk about concentrating attention and action and believing in yourself and the universe. Interesting. So the motto here for the light aspect of the magician is as above, so below. And that the universe is working out in your favor. Now, my Tauruses, the clarifying card you got is Justice. And of course, this is another major arcana, and there's some big energy here about this sword I'm getting. This is about karma and decisions. With the tails entwined, these two cats look directly at you, waiting for you to choose between them. Which is right and which is wrong? The Justice card implies a weight or a heaviness surrounding a choice you have to make. Now is not the time to shun the concept of divine balance or karma. All of your choices affect your life, and sometimes the lives of those around you, both now and in the future. Interesting. I'm also getting that this is about weighing the options. You know, when you are manifesting and you're a magician and you're using your focused intent, is making sure you're using it to manifest in a positive polarity, not to banish, not to use it in a negative way, and not to polarize things against or away, but instead to magnetize what you do want and use the light energy to bring down what it is that you are in desire of. I hope that makes sense. My Tauruses. So let's get into the threads of fate, because you have the universe. This is a really big message. Obviously, it repeats throughout the decks. So something here for you to know. Page number 114. The universe. The YOU universe. That's what I'm getting. The YOU universe. Okay. This card asks you to fully trust that there is a plan for you and that you have the support of the unseen. I wish I could There are forces at play much larger than you could imagine. Surrender to that which you cannot control and trust that spirit is always orchestrating what is most needed. This card may come at a time when a cycle or trial is coming to a close. Phrase any what if questions in a positive way. What if this is going to be okay? What if this is exactly as it should be? Sometimes we become paralyzed in the practical world because we are waiting for spirit to show us the way. However, the universe co-creates with us. We must be empowered as humans in this dense reality to show up for what we want and trust that spirit will do the same. If you are someone who's always asking for signs, try to take a break from that and trust yourself as well. Oh, interesting. This definitely has to do with the Justice card and having this decision that needs to be made. And the Magician is channeling from above to below in trust that the universe is working out in their favor. And like I said, this card also repeated, making sure that you're only manifesting in what you want and not trying to deflect what it is that you don't want. Spirit wanted to repeat that message. So let's get into the Ascension card. This is your bonus card for this week. So in the new year, you are experiencing ascension, my Tauruses. It says, this card is a testament to all of the work you have done. It is a nod from the universe that your efforts are seen and are being rewarded. Things are moving forward and you will continue to progress and reach a higher state of consciousness as well as earthly success. This card can also be encouraging you to deepen your spiritual practices and work toward alignment with the highest codes of your being. Life is all about moving and reaching our true potential, and you are well on your way, so please keep going, my Tauruses. On the flip side, this card can also indicate an imbalance around your spiritual practice, because sometimes we can become really reliant on all things spiritual and may ignore the earthly plane and real issues. This is referred to as spiritual bypassing. Another form of this is continuing to focus on clearing or up-leveling, but not integrating. It can become an addiction and all about moving on to the next thing, and we think it's okay because it's spiritual in nature, but in reality, this is disempowering. If this resonates with you, work on grounding yourself and perhaps slowing down. I can definitely see that with the Magician card pretty easily. We start to get really focused on doing all of this magic and doing all these rituals and creating and focusing on spiritual matters to the point that we start to see some imbalances in our lives, you know? It's all about taking the shadow and the light aspects together and integrating them and not just, like I said, banishing what you don't want. It's about drawing in what you do want, and the also is honoring and respecting that the hard lessons, the difficult aspects of our lives are also necessary for us to understand and integrate and appreciate the positive aspects as well, because without one, we don't know the other. My Tauruses, overall, this is a really powerful message for you guys for your 2021 prediction, and the energies that Spirit wants you to pay attention to going into the new year are very strong. So if you want a glimpse at your 2021 year, I am offering a reveal the wheel type of a reading. And I have some spots available still, so make sure you, if you are interested, get in touch with me right away to book those. Otherwise, they're going to be gone real fast. And I hope this message resonated with you, my Tauruses. I will hope that you have a magical 2021. And make sure you come over to Instagram on Fridays to get my bonus messages there. Love you guys so much. I'm going to move on now to my Gemini collectives. Alright, so these are the messages that I've already pulled from my Geminis. The Twin Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, and the Threads of Fate. So these are your 2021 energies, Geminis. You got the light aspect of the High Priestess. which is a recurring theme for you. You've been in this energy, I think, in most of the readings I've been doing for my Geminis in the past month. And the confirmation and clarification card is the Nine of Wands. Interesting moon energy here. And the Threads of Fate card for you is connect to the heart, Geminis. Look at the moon in the background there. So right away, intuitively, I'm getting from Spirit that there is a really charged energy for my Geminis with this full moon in Cancer. I'm getting you might have Cancer placements as well. But regardless, if you are the High Priestess energy embodied and you're my Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the cycles of the moon are definitely a big part of your spirituality. So I'm getting that is something we are going to get into here. So Spirit wants you to know your 2021 energy is going to be highly impacted by the High Priestess in the light aspect. So let's see what she has to say. This is a card that says it's about psychic abilities, your feminine intuition, the unconscious, and mystery. It says, I trust the High Priestess will act as my guide to the psychic realms of my feminine side. Gorgeous. And for my Geminis, it says, choosing this card, the High Priestess, as a mistress of the psychic dimensions, may be offering you her scrying goblet as affirmation of your inherent intuitive or psychic abilities, and encouraging you to own, appreciate, and continue to develop them further. Whether your specific talent is reading tarot cards, clairvoyance, or channeling messages from the other realms, it's a gift which can help guide you through life, and one you may also share with others if that is your wish and theirs too. As a guardian of the gateway between our world and which lies beyond, the High Priestess may be calling you to explore other realms and so gain expanded understandings of the spiritual, the transcendent, the divine, through direct personal experience. Should this be the case, look closely through her translucent veil and you will see a boat moored in readiness for your journey. Continue to pay the High Priestess her due through ritual, prayer, or meditation, and you increase the likelihood of gaining entry to her profound knowledge and wisdom at other times as well. This is about trusting your intuition and letting it guide you. And this is also about gaining sacred knowledge and wisdom through esoteric mystical practices. Yes, this is something my Geminis have been working on, actually. I'm seeing you do this work, and it's showing up again and again in the cards. And I don't know if it's maybe because we're supposed to be connecting. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I plan on having other offerings on this channel and talking to people about their spiritual journeys and the topics that they're very interested in researching, and I'm just trying to connect with as many people as possible. So if that's you, my Geminis, and you want to get on this channel and have a conversation about your High Priestess moon rituals, definitely leave a comment or reach out to me, because I'd love to have you guys on. So the Nine of Wands, this card, to clarify the High Priestess for your 2021 energy, my Geminis, talks about stamina, confidence, and strength. As nines usually imply, your journey is near completion, but on this final stretch you will find yourself growing weary. Doubt and fear are running through your mind, and the Nine of Wands asks you to rally your confidence and realize how far you've come, my Geminis. Lift your eyes and take just a few more steps, because soon all of your hard work will start to pay off. I feel that, Geminis. I don't know if it's like I'm in your energy right now, but it's like I'm exhausted. All of the portals, all of the astrological alignments, everything that's happening, even the full moon in Cancer, it's so draining. It's like, and it's because Spirit's like taking all of this extra energy out so that we can be replenished and filled with like higher vibrational energy. If you are a light worker, this is definitely something that you'll be familiar with, ascension sickness symptoms. So if you're curious about ascension symptoms and want to know more, definitely reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about it. So the Threads of Fate card that you got is Connect to the Heart. And again, this is all about the moon energy for sure, for sure. So Connect to the Heart, number 78. Okay. This card asks you to connect to your heart space. This is a place of bravery, integration, vulnerability, and compassion. This may mean pushing past any fears you have and opening up to true connection. This may mean finding forgiveness or empathy, and it may mean softening. Most of us have layers of defense mechanisms around our heart that prevent us from being present and from receiving love or giving love. This card asks you to examine the armor you can let go of and where you can nurture yourself in this space. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Dogs teach us all about vulnerability and unconditional love. When dogs are bonding to their humans, it's typically a rather quick process. Even those that have significant trauma can sense that they are safe and they're willing to open up with their companions. That's so true. Dogs are just constantly looking for love and connection. They're an ally to call upon when you have a painful experience that have closed you off to life and to other people. Dogs will teach you how to open up and allow love when you're overwhelmed with fear. The other energy of this card is the rose quartz. It's the ultimate heartstone. It supports ourselves in love for ourselves, love for others, for life, and love for family, friends, our work, our community, our environment, etc. If we felt cold and shut down, the rose quartz can activate our heart and awaken it to all there is to love in our life. If we have anger and resentment, the rose quartz can gently wash it away. So call on the rose quartz if you need a guide as you do any heart work. It's gorgeous. So my Geminis, you are being asked to utilize the moon in your spiritual practice, utilizing rose quartz and opening up and softening yourself to vulnerability in your heart space and connecting. It's gorgeous. A very uplifting and positive message for my Geminis. You guys are doing the work. I'm so proud of you guys. And if you want to connect with me and, like I said, be on the channel, definitely reach out to me. If you are still in the process of doing this work and you need some more guidance, I'd love to give you a reading for 2021. I'm doing like a reveal the wheel type of reading, so you get to see a glimpse at the energies for each of your months going into 2021. You can reach out to me and book one of those. There's limited spots, but there's still a few available. And my Geminis, I hope you guys have a magical 2021, and I will see you soon. Okay, I'm going to move on and get into the next message, which is for my Cancer collectives. So my Cancer collectives have messages from the Twin Tarot. You got bonus clarifying messages from the Wild Unknown Tarot. And you have the card from the Threads of Fate. So, for my Cancer collectives, you guys have the shadow aspect of the Hanged Man. Interesting. I'm kind of thinking that maybe this isn't the first time I've pulled this card for you guys in the recent readings I've been doing, but that's neither here nor there. So the Hanged Man in the shadow aspect. And it's clarified for you by the Devil and the Chariot. Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm just noticing like this theme of pentacles here. This money is like falling out of his pocket. We've got the pentagram on the third eye here, and we've got the pentagram on the heart here. Interesting. All right. So the Threads of Fate card for my Cancers is, ooh, the Weaver. Interesting. Okay. Let me read the shadow aspect of the Hangman for you guys. Not the most positive card, but definitely serves a purpose for sure. It's a very necessary energy. So this card says, hanged and feeling powerless is not my usual style. I'll trust that in the long run it proves to be worthwhile. This is a card that brings in energies of frustration, impatience, indecisions, powerlessness, immobility, and being a sacrificial lamb. So it says the character in this card has chosen to hang upside down and is barely able to move. He has been forced into this position, hanged, and he is filled with an overwhelming sense of frustration and powerlessness. My Cancer Collective, you may have chosen this card because you're feeling thwarted by actions or non-actions of yourself or others or both. If so, the Hanged One is a reminder that this need not be a permanent state of affairs. Cease flailing and consider that in your present situation, you have the time and the ability to look at yourself and your life from a different perspective. In doing so, you could gain profound new insights about how things have come to be as they are, and how you might proceed in the future to improve them. You may also have chosen this card because you have a clear long-term goal, but it seems that its achievement necessitates other sacrifices in your life, such as your time, your money, your social life, or something else you value and hold dear. If so, the Hanged One asks you to take this time to become clear about your priorities, accepting that compromise and sacrifice are part of life, and they should be accepted with grace. This is inherent. There is an inherent paradox in this card's most fundamental message. When calmly acknowledging your powerlessness, it's then that you gain your power. So, the phrases of this card are about feeling lonely and uncomfortable, being frustrated and having to wait with indecision, and short-term pain for long-term gains. Now, this is pretty deep, my Cancers, because you also got the Devil. And the Devil energy is basically, it's a trapping of your own making, is what I would like to say. Now, let me read what this says. So we have this energy of sacrificing, this energy of, and then we have, so it's stagnation, indecision, and then we have a card about negativity and addiction. It may feel frightening when the Devil appears in your reading, because this card carries an urgent message and it must be interpreted with total honesty. The darkness of the Devil card takes the form of addiction, negativity, or materialism. It can indicate an ugly relationship with a person or substance, identifying this dependency and how it's holding you back. The Devil's hooves are strong and relentless. Their grip will not loosen unless conscious change is made. Free yourself. Free yourself. What is this addiction? I guess we have to see what the Chariot has to say. This is about triumph and strong will. The Chariot is your confidence, your willpower, and your inner warrior. At points in your life when you felt like bliss or achievement or triumph, you were riding on his back. Build a relationship with this part of yourself. Try to see the Chariot inside of you. The more focused your mind, the easier it will be to sense his presence and stay mounted on his back. With a fixed gaze and sure footing, you'll be headed toward all you dream of. My Cancer Collectives. This is about willpower to overcome this negativity to overcome the stagnation and the things that have been holding you back, to triumph and charge through, which you are very capable of doing. But you were put in this position for a reason. I want to say that this is like something you did to yourself. It's to teach. You have been learning a very difficult lesson, my Cancer Collective. Let's see what the Weaver has to say about this. It says, the Weaver is a master of their destiny. This deck is named the Thread of Fates because each of one of us has thousands of threads, and when combined, they weave the fabric of our lives. We can braid, nurture, or sever any strand at any time, and in doing so, we are the Weaver. This card urges you to take inventory of all the threads active within your life at the moment. What needs to happen moving forward? Which ones need to grow stronger? Which ones need to be cut? What actions can you take to tend to the threads of your fate? Wow. This is a heavy but deep and also really empowering message, my Cancer Collectives. Because ultimately, this is supposed to be you riding on the back of the chariot, leaving these dependencies behind, weaving the thread of your own destiny, and releasing yourself from these bonds and ties that no longer serve. My Cancer Collectives, I love you guys so much. I hope that this message resonates and you feel uplifted by the support that Spirit has provided you today. So if you would like to get deeper into this message, or if you want to get a glimpse into your 2021 year in advance, I am offering private readings for that. So make sure you reach out to me. There's still a few spots left for it, and they will fill up fast, so let me know if you're interested. And again, I hope you were served by this message. Make sure you're coming over to my Instagram on Fridays to get some bonus messages over there. And I love you guys so much. I hope you have a magical 2021. I'm going to move right along. And we're going to get into the messages for my Leo Collective. So you have the Twin Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, and the Threads of Fate. So this is the message for my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Let's see what you guys have. You have Judgment in the light aspect. Beautiful. And my Leos, to clarify, you have the Son of Wands. Gorgeous. And then in the Threads of Fate, you have, whoa, the Warrior. Wow, look at this. Look at this sword energy. This is about truth, Leos. There's some big truth, some strong, powerful, protective energies of truth here happening. See this imagery? Here, and here, and here. Wonder what this is. Let's get into it. So in the light aspect of Judgment, for my Leos, so excited to see what 2021 has in store for you guys, because I know it hasn't been easy in 2020 for you. And this looks pretty empowering and positive. So it says that this card is about energies of the crossroads, an awakening, resurrection, karma, and your calling. Rising above the material surface, I take up the sword and find my true purpose. Nice. My Leos, it says the Judgment is a karmic card. Its selection marks times of special importance on the life journey. Sometimes we're aware of this, having reached a major crossroad in at least one area of our lives. At other times, we may believe that we simply have some comparatively mundane choices to make. Either way, drawing this card suggests that the decisions you reach, the path you choose at this time, will have significant implications for your future, so consider well before proceeding. Like I was just saying, 2021, it's going to be a very definitive year for my Leos. The character pictured in the Judgment card is the Lady of the Lake from the Arthurian legends. She is keeper and protector of the most divine part of our being, the higher self, symbolized by the sword that she holds. Choosing this card suggests she sees you as growing into a more balanced and whole individual who is awakening to the realization of the interconnectedness of everything and all. In presenting you the sword, she is calling you to rejoice in the new sense of freedom that comes with this appreciation of universal consciousness. You are no longer imprisoned by misguided, ego-driven misunderstandings about the meaning and purpose of your life, my Leos. This makes for more ease and clarity in choices and decision making. Wow. I mean, that's amazing for my Leos, because I know that you guys have been struggling and asking Spirit for help and for guidance in this year that's been really rough on you guys, and I feel like you finally made a breakthrough. Spirit has definitely heard your call, is answering you. So let's see what the Son of Wands energy is. The Son of Wands speaks about adventurous and a charming person. Sounds like a Leo for sure. The Son of Wands is a true charmer. He's handsome and adventurous and seems to say all of the right things. Some call him the White Knight of the Tarot. But at some point you may find he becomes hard to know. Trust your instinct with this one, because perfection is an illusion. I mean, this is a Leo energy for certain. See the sun bursting in the background of the wand? This is you. You're the charmer. You are the White Knight of the Tarot, my Leos. So let's see how this sword energy, this higher self ascension, comes through in the Warrior. For 116. Pulling the Warrior card indicates a need for strong fire energy and internal power. The Warrior is a call to action as opposed to just a state of mind. It asks you to examine not just oppressive people in your life, but also the larger systems within the world, and to get to work, my Leos. The Warrior is not about complacency. In identifying where you need to stand up more, you may make those around you feel uncomfortable and defensive, but you must continue forward. The Warrior can have a cutting message. It's saying, I see what you are doing, but what else can you do? Warrior sacrifices parts of themselves for humanity at large. The balanced warrior fights to create positive change, but may go about it in questionable ways. They are strong and resilient, and do not have fear when they go up against oppressors. When the warrior is imbalanced, they can be very inflammatory and hyper-aggressive. They can push those away that may be of use to them and easily bypass things that are good for them. They don't understand the concept of pick your battles, and they react with equal intensity no matter how big or small the issue is. Yes, my Leos, this charmer energy, right? And then you have this picking your battles type of thing. It's this balance that is necessary. And like we said, the Lady of the Lake has chosen you, Leos, to be the warrior of this higher self. So beautiful. I just love it. This is a very uplifting and empowering message for my Leos, especially because you have not been having the best energies, especially in the last week or two. But I think you're starting to recognize and see that Spirit has a bigger plan for you. and that you have to stand up for yourself and for what you know is right, and resist and battle these dark energies that are coming at you, my Leos, because you have the fierceness and the intensity in your heart and the courage that is needed. And you are an inspiration to the people who don't have this energy within themselves, this fire and passion, this deep, intense energy inside of you. My Leos, I love you guys so much. I hope this message served you and that you have an incredible 2021. If you would like to get a reveal, and I would be willing to do this reading for you, I'm offering this. You can get a glimpse at your 2021 energies for each month going into the new year. So if that's something you're interested in doing, reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to do one of those readings with you. Otherwise, come check out my Instagram on Fridays to get some bonus messages for your New Year's portal energy. And if not, I hope you guys still have a magical 2021, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Now I'm going to move on and do the messages for my Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, and Rising combinations. I've already pulled your cards, so let's get into the energies from my Virgos. You got 2 messages from the Twin Tarot. You got a clarifying message from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and then you have 2 messages from the Threads of Fate. Okay, so for 2021, the New Year energy that Spirit wants you to pay attention to, my Virgos, is the light aspect of the Fool. Beautiful. This is you jumping courageously, following your heart and trusting Spirit. And you got the shadow aspect of the Star. So being careful what you wish for. Then from the clarifying message, you have the Father of Pentacles. This is you, Virgo. Right? It's like big earth sign energy. And your Threads of Fate, you have, the Ancestors. Gorgeous. You also have the Underworld. Holy smokes. Okay, let's get into this. So interesting energy here from my Virgo collective. With the Twin Tarot messages, let's go into the Fool in the light aspect. It says that this card resonates with the frequencies and energies of innocence, purity, adventurousness, spontaneity, and freedom. A leap of faith I should take if I dare, soar like the eagle and do it with flair. The light Fool is not really foolish, just a little unconventional. It's a free spirit who approaches life with purity, innocence, and trust. Which is just what you need to do right now. You've chosen this card as you consider embarking on a new adventure or venture. Be it a new job, a business, a house, a holiday, or relationship. Your instincts tell you to go for it, but your rational side, or perhaps other people, may be less enthusiastic. The light Fool warns you not to be held back by the limited thinking of others, or to be weighed down by the mistakes or losses you've sustained in the past. Nor should you worry about possible dangers or failures that might lie ahead. Now is the time to be spontaneous and adventurous in both your thoughts and your actions, and take a leap of faith. To dive into the unknown, believing in yourself and trusting that the universe will guide you and support you on this journey. This Fool reminds you that it's healthy to dream, and even healthier to live the dream, or at least try to. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, for they are our greatest teachers. And remember that life is a continuous dance of journeys and experiences. Feel at one with the full spirit, the perfect state of joy and freedom. Gorgeous. Being open to new opportunities and experiences. Now, the shadow aspect of the star is also a big energy for you guys to pay attention to for the new year. And let's see what the message is regarding that. So this card is resonating to the frequency of inner conflict, pessimism, despondency, and emotional vulnerability. It says, time spent in a starry place has very great appeal, so I may regain peace and hope, so I may truly heal. This star card reflects your present situation, one in which you are in need of physical, emotional, or creative replenishment. However, this may be hidden from the world, for the lady in the card does not present as a particularly vulnerable, but rather as rigid, distracted, or disinterested. If your creative juices are depleted, the dark star suggests that just as the lady needs to remove her kimono and relax into her surroundings to clear any artistic block, you may need to become less inhibited and self-critical. Then you could see the pool filling once again with soothing water, and the mist rising to gift you the magical inspiration of full starlight. If you're physically unwell, this card calls you to rest and to recuperate in a quiet and peaceful place where the air is fresh and the stars shine brightly. At the very least, spend time visualizing such a locale. As you immerse yourself in that setting, breathe in the beauty that surrounds you. Feel the healing starlight upon your naked body. Sense the unconscious pool of wisdom and purity available for you to draw upon in the healing process. If you are sick at heart, the dark star reminds you that your hopes, your dreams, and imagination are the foods which can replenish and sustain not only your heart, but your very soul. This card talks about an artistic block, loss of confidence, loss of hope, putting dreams on hold, or poor physical health. These are pretty contradictory energies here. I'm not sure. It's about being self-critical and also wanting to take a leap of faith. These two juxtapositions. It sounds very, very complicated, my Virgos. I'm sure it's difficult for you to balance these two energies at the same time. So let's see what the clarifying card, the Father of Pentacles, speaks about. Let's see if we can get some further guidance about what energies here and how they are connected. Father, this is the King of Pentacles, so this is an energy of entrepreneurialness and being steadfast. The Father of Pentacles is a steady, gentle man. Upon first meeting, he can almost seem dull because of his extremely calm temperament. But underneath is an incredibly passionate man who prioritizes the stability of his job, family, and home. He is entrepreneurial and diligent at work, a true pleasure to know. This is you, Virgo. This is you wanting to follow your dreams and needing to release these creative blocks so that you can flow and dance the journey of life. Beautiful. Now, getting into the threads of fate, I feel like this is the spiritual energy that's coming in to help you overcome these blocks, my Virgo. So let's get into the Underworld card first. 13. Underworld. Okay. I know it's kind of hard to see these cards because they're holographic, but hopefully you can see enough of the imagery. If the Underworld card comes to you, it is either an invitation to go within yourself, or it serves as an acknowledgement of where you currently are. If you do not sense you are in the underworld, then this card is asking you to take a pause and allow the things that need to fall away to do so. If you are in the underworld at the moment, it can often feel like it is a trial after trial, loss after loss. It may also feel empty and uncomfortable. The underworld is where we die and are reborn. It holds the fires of transformation. So many people resist being in the underworld or try to push this journey, but this card is asking you to settle into it and surrender. Give yourself permission to be in this in-between space and welcome the changes of the best to your ability. While we are in the underworld, we need to allow ourselves to be there without anticipating the rebirth. We must simply be there. And that is amazing because look at where you are connecting to your ancestors. That's amazing. Wild. Okay. How else are you supposed to connect to your ancestors other than through the underworld? Number 89. Okay. This card is encouraging you to deepen your relationship with your ancestors and bring whatever you want guidance on to them. If you have not already done so, making an altar just to your ancestors is a good way to begin. You can ask them what they want as offerings and put pictures, if you have them, or symbols of them on it as well. It may be a good idea to take a pilgrimage, if possible, to the places that they once lived. If not, learn as much as you can about them and where they come from. You may ask them if there is any healing that you can do for them. It's important to honor our ancestors and where we come from. Do so however you can. This card may also signal a need to tend to your ancestral trauma. We can inherit the suffering of those of our lineage, and this is an important opportunity for you to remove blockages within yourself, but also to release your ancestors from that trauma as well. It reverberates down our entire lineage, so while we may view it as something that hinders us, try to view it as a way of healing many more than just yourself. Sometimes we can become so reliant on the guidance of others. It's important to remain sovereign and independent when holding counsel. Understand that working with your ancestors is different than working with other guides or allies. They will have their own opinions about you and your life, and you may need to use discretion. That's amazing. My Virgos. Something about the blockage, the creative blockage regarding this dependability and reliability and supporting and stability comes ancestrally. And this is this doubt and negativity. But Spirit's giving you the opportunity to move forward from this, to free yourself of those ties. Gorgeous. Beautiful. I love this message for you, my Virgos, and it's very common that I see this in my Virgo collectives, of this self-doubt, negative self-talk, and really just struggling with following and chasing their dreams. So if this message resonates with you and you want further guidance, or you want a deeper reading, or you want a glimpse at your 2020 year in advance, I'd be more than happy to do a private reading for you and give you guys some guidance into what the energies have in store for you going forward into this new year. Otherwise, make sure you check out my Instagram on Fridays. I'm going to do some bonus messages over there. And I hope you guys have a most beautiful and magical new year. I love you all so much, and I will talk with you soon. So I have gotten Aries through Virgo finished, and I'm going to start a new video for the next signs. We're going to do Libra through Pisces in the next video. So if you have a Sun, Moon, and Rising combination of Libra through Pisces, make sure to come over to the other video. There'll be a timestamp there, and you can jump to the collective groups in that video as well. Like I said, if you guys are interested in getting 2021 readings personalized to see what the energies have in store for you for the new year, reach out to me. I am doing those specialty readings for a limited time, and there's still spots available. Otherwise, I'm really looking forward to connecting with you all on Instagram on Fridays. And like I said, make sure you're tuning in every week because I'm going to start offering different content on this channel, not just tarot. I'm going to start having interviews. I'm going to start talking about esoteric topics. And if you guys have subjects that you would like to see me discuss, or you'd like to have me interview other people on this channel, make sure to leave some comments below and give me some feedback, and I will see what I can do. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support this year. It's been magical, and I'm really excited to see what I end up doing with this channel going forward. So thanks.